Before this video starts, if you or anyone you know is super into tech, or you need gift ideas for Christmas, head to the website techtrove.store. A link will be in the description down below. Techie Trove is a small business that opened up yesterday and is owned by one of my really good friends. You can get everything from portable power banks to car accessories to even smart home items, and there is a 25% off sale for everything on the site for the entirety of the month of December. So click the link down below and get your loved ones some really cool gifts. But with that out of the way, what's up guys, my name is Jragon and welcome back to the Create Deep Dive series. In the last episode we made a ton of mending books as well as scoured the end for a lot of items, of which I am wearing pretty much right now. And we made this area for us to store all of our items in, which is not done yet, and eventually dug out this place to make a workshop in. But other than that, we have not really done much of anything else. So, I have a feeling that we'll be able to do some pretty decent stuff, at least with what we have. But as always, if you guys do end up enjoying this video, then do be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. It does help me out a ton as we're reaching 700 subscribers, and I would like to get there by the end of the year. Anyways, with that out of the way, we are going to make ourselves a few more fans, because I want to use fans to do pretty much everything. So fans can hunt, smelt, cook, and wash items, which means we can use it to get a lot more resources of one kind, or we can use it to make a lot of things like smelting down a lot of items at once and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to use a lot of those. So I'm going to take a minute, I'm going to decorate this just a little bit, and then I will be back once that's done. Alright, so this is a very basic workshop, but I think it'll work really nicely. All we need to do now is get ourselves our stuff set up. So what we're going to do is campfire in the middle, and then lava and water. And that should be good to go. And we will also need just a few deployers, just in case. Now we just got to get it all hooked up to power, which shouldn't be too bad. We could just have it run up and have it all connected like so, and then have power under this in the floor. That's what I'm thinking. There it is, and we'll have that get powered up, so then all this can get connected together, and I think we'll be good to go. Let me just grab a few resources and do that real quick. Alright, so that's all set up now. We do have to cover up the outside again because I haven't done that yet, but everything is working how it's supposed to be. The fans are all blowing air, and they are doing it in the right direction, which is good. And we also have the press and the mixer going at, I think, maximum speed. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make an iron farm. Now, we don't have the room for that, and I'm just going to make a very basic one. We can do that just right up here. We could flatten this out just a little bit and then build a nice little farm, and we can have some storage down here or something like that. And actually, before we set up an iron farm, I'm going to do something else that's rather important, and that is a tree farm. And we definitely need a lot of wood because we don't have, I don't think, any at the moment. And we're only going to set up one of these farms because I don't think we'll need much else. And I think we have everything we're going to need besides super glue, but we do have that, I believe, over here. So now we can set this up pretty quickly, and I think we're just going to do that right over here. So what we're going to do is we are going to set up our water wheel like so, and we put the mechanical bearing on top of that, and then we set up our farm. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a block of wood, 2 mechanical saws. We're going to have the barrel right in the middle of that, and the portable storage interface on the other side, like so. Actually, not the barrel, like that. And then what we're going to do is do a little bit of this. And we are going to get the deployers and put them like so. And we're going to set these to only be able to place saplings. And then we take our super glue and we glue all of this together. So then what are we going to do is we're going to get another portable storage interface on this side like so. And then our barrel is going to go into the ground, and we are going to get a chute like so. And then we're going to get ourselves a brass funnel. We also are going to need one singular filter, and inside of this we are going to deny every single sapling, which we just need to grab one out of the chest real quick. And then on the outside of the portable storage interface we're going to put down the funnel and the filter in that funnel. So now this will pull everything but saplings out of that chest there. So to get this all started, all we have to do is come around to the back of this and right click this bearing. And that should start placing saplings And whenever they grow up, if I just speed that process up just a little bit, this should start breaking those down, and it'll break down all of the leaves and wood, and once it turns back around, it'll deposit everything into this barrel here. So this will run forever until I turn it off, which won't be for a while considering that this barrel can hold quite a bit of items. So we're going to keep it as is, and eventually we'll get rid of it and move it somewhere else. Now that we got this wood farm up and running, we can start working on the iron farm, which first means we have to get a cobblestone generator, which requires us to build quite a few things. We are going to need 2 of the rotational speed controllers, which these are not too expensive. They just take a precision mechanism and a brass casing. But the precision mechanism requires deployers and a lot of cogwheels and golden sheets. But it's not too bad. I'll be able to make something for that real quick. So let me get that up and running. There we go. 2 precision mechanisms. We have the brass casing, and then we also have the electron tubes, but we don't actually need those. But there we go. 2 rotational speed controllers. There we go. 1 singular water wheel, and this will be able to power our entire cobblestone farm. And we're going to need 2 buckets of water. So if I'm planning this out correctly, I want the building to be just somewhere up here. We'll flatten it out. But the way this is going to work is we're going to have 1 vault under the generator for collecting the cobblestone, but we're also going to have a vault under that for whenever things get turned into gravel. So what I'm thinking is, if we build out the vault just kind of like right here, basically if this is what the vault is supposed to look like down below, we're going to need a few blocks in between for the crushing wheels. Okay, so it's 3 blocks in between each vault. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our main vault to hold all the cobblestone, and that's going to be right up here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to set up the actual gantry mechanism. So we get 1 gantry there and 1 gantry here. So this is the mechanism that's going to be breaking all of the cobblestone, is this gantry going back and forth. And all we need to do is put a ton of funnels down here. So this will be what's collecting the cobblestone. It's going to generate a block above it, and what's going to be breaking the cobblestone is these trapdoors. And what we're going to do is on top of this, we are going to put in our mechanical pumps. But first, we're going to set this speed down to 1, and we're going to set this speed up to 128. Because gantries don't actually use rotational energy. So we can use 1 water wheel to power this entire thing. So then on top of this, we're going to put every single one of our mechanical pumps. And we're going to put the 1 cog wheel right here. So then what we're going to do is waterlog these guys. And then we're going to grab our fluid tanks and put them right on top. So then we get our item drain, we get our pump. We're going to do something like this. We put the lava into there, and then we pump it down into the actual thing itself. Now that we got all the lava into all of these, we should actually be able to turn this on eventually. The only thing is we're going to need 1 little bit of water up here, but that should be fine. So we're going to need to glue all of this together. There we go. So that just glued together all of the funnels and the trapdoors. And then we need to glue together the gantry, like so. And then all we need to do is glue together the gantry to all the funnels. Just glue that to right there, and that should be the system all set up. Of course, we'll set up the threshold switch on the bottom of the vault, and we'll also get ourselves the redstone link ready and good to go. So all we need to do is get a threshold switch right there. This will read how much items are in the vault. And we're going to put a redstone link right to the side of that, and we're just going to put 2 pieces of cobblestone. Actually, we're going to do 1 cobblestone, and we're going to do 1 cut tough. And set up the same thing over here with the cut tough on top and the cobblestone like that. So now, if we put water down right here, it should activate. There we go. And you can hear the cobblestone breaking if we come right down here. You can see it can drop down into the vault itself, and look at that. It is already filling up, as you can tell, because there is a red line right on the side of that. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see it right there. So then all we're going to need to do is set up crushing wheels and the power to that, and then we'll be good to go and get ourselves a really, really good iron farm. So all we need to do is get our crushing wheels set up, and we're going to do 6 on each side like that. But first, we're going to do 2 like that, and then a chute on top and on bottom just to get ready for that. So now those crushing wheels are all set up. They're not going to be running at the moment, just because we do not have the rotational energy to do so, which is fine. So we're going to need 96 water wheels. That's going to be a lot of wood. Luckily, we set up that tree farm. All right, there's all 96 water wheels. All right, it's pretty ugly, but this should be enough water wheels to get the entirety of these crushing wheels spinning at maximum speed. So we're probably going to need to make one more rotational speed controller, which I'm going to do real quick, but we also need to make just a lot of general supplies for create as well, which should be fine. All right, I think we have enough gearboxes for the rest of this. I just made 18 of them because why not have a little bit extra? There we go. Now we got all 6 crushing wheels working perfectly. So then all these down here should contain gravel. Unless these are spinning the wrong way, which it looks like they are. So then we just spin this the other way. And so that should now push it down, and so there should be, yep, gravel going down into all that. Perfect. The only problem is we're running very low on andesite alloy. This is the last stack of it that I have, and I don't think I have too much more andesite. We have 19 in there, and I think, yeah, that's about the last bit of andesite that I have. So I should have enough to at least make this and get it done, but it is definitely going to be necessary pretty soon to go get more andesite. Okay, so we're going to need 6 belts. Luckily, we have plenty of kelp to dry out to make those, and we also are just going to need to make a few shafts like that. And we have the fans and everything else we should need. So this shouldn't be too bad to do, although we will need more rotational power. So I will have to set up probably just a few more water wheels, but 5 of them should be plenty just to get 4 fans running. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to set them up pretty much right here. So then what we're going to do is we're going to have the funnels like so. And this will take out gravel and put it into these 2 lines. And we're just going to have these all along here, and same with these tunnels. And then what we're going to do is have the outputs on the back of these be different for all the items that we're going to do. So we're going to have one output for ingots and one for flint. And then we're also just going to have to block off this real quick. So then we get leaves on both sides, fill them up with water, and then we'll get the fans behind that. So there is the filters, and what those will do is it will stop gravel from going into these tunnels, which means it'll only accept it once it is fully washed, which is exactly what we want. So now this should start bringing out gravel. It's going to be really hard to see. But there we go. You can see we have gravel right there. And what it should do is spew out the resources that it makes behind here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a nugget there, and it should spew, yep, there's the flint. So we're going to put that right there. And look at that, it's already making a ton of ingots and a ton of flint, which is perfect. There we go. So then what we're going to do now is we're going to get the iron nuggets, and we're going to put them into a basin. And then we're just going to need to get a press and put it right on top to have it compress all that down into some ingots. And that should be good to go. So that is the iron farm setup. It's not a little ugly. It is very, very ugly, but it is actually super efficient in the way that it uses its cobblestone. Yeah, because there's a lot of just like spaghetti wiring, basically, just trying to get this thing to work fully. Yeah, 7 stacks and a little bit more, which is already insane because this just turned on, basically. I've not AFK'd this for even like 10 minutes. So then there is the drawer upgrade 2, and then we can just go up there, put the drawer down, put the upgrade in, and that should be able to hold a ton more than this is. I think it'll be able to hold up to 16,000 items, which that's not going to fill up this thing for a long time. So I'm gonna end off this video here. Iron farm is done, and it generated like 500 ingots in no time at all. But I'm gonna end this episode off here. If you guys did enjoy, do be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, as well as the like button. And if you guys have any suggestions on what I can build, such as iron farms like this or any other farms in the future, then do let me know down in the comments down below. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will talk to you all later.